Hey guys, well, as you can see, we had a little bit of winter, got about 12 inches of snow there. Anybody that tells you they like winter and like snow does not have livestock, I'll guarantee you that much. All right, let's get on to the new arrivals. Here are the new arrivals. We have 3 ewes, we got 2 little ones. Hey, those little ones were kind of unexpected. They weren't supposed to arrive till they got here, but sometimes it doesn't always work the way you want it. And as you can see, I got one doing a little nibbling out there. Yeah, I've already got them started on animal crackers. They are going to be just like the others in time, hopefully. Tame them down just a little bit. All right, what we got? 3 painted desert ewes. And I said that's what I was going to make the switch. I've still got, and let me turn the camera here so you can see me. Still got the black bellies, they're over here. Still going to have those. The mouflons were gone. They've been replaced with the painted deserts. And I'll tell you what, I am really, really happy with the 3 ewes I brought up here. All 3 of these ewes, they're only 2 years old, so they're very young, got a long way to go there. And they all will be, they're not done yet, but they will all be registered Painted Desert Sheep Society when it's all said and done. And I think that's important. It never bothered me when I was doing stuff with the black bellies or the mouflons and registering, but now that we're here with this Painted Desert Sheep Society, I do want them registered because they're going to be worth more money. And the nice thing about it is when you work with a registry like that, you can trace the genetics. The registry will allow you to trace the genetics of your sheep and allows people that are buying from you to know that you're getting very good quality sheep. And that's one thing I'm very happy with these 3 right here. Now, my son-in-law went and got them for me. I didn't have to drive down to get them. He went down to Missouri, picked them up down to Missouri for me. But the 3 ewes originally came from Texas. And they bring back the Texas genetics up north. And that's what I'm after because they have such great genetics down there. When you deal with the Painted Desert Sheep Registry, when a rams get to a certain size for measuring the horns for length and diameter, for circumference, for mass, when you put that together, when rams get to a certain level, and I don't know if it's 90 points, I'm not even exactly sure. I think it's 90 points or something like that. They get what they call Gold Star Registry. That will be a Gold Star ram. That ram has achieved the genetics to get the horns of the quality you want. So you get that designation with the Gold Star ram. In my case right here, all 3 of these ewes are by a Gold Star ram and 3 different Gold Star rams. Which one is it? The one way in the back is by this ram right here. So that's the kind of genetics that we have. The other 2 are very similar. And the 2 mostly black ewes are bred to this ram here. Now, he hasn't been measured yet for Gold Star, but by those horns, he will definitely make Gold Star. My 2 lambs. Now, here's the key with the Painted Desert Sheep Registry. They have partially closed their registry, all right? So what they're doing now is if you want to register a ram, he has to be by a registered ram. Ewes do not have to be that way yet. That'll probably close in a couple years. But for now, if you got a ram, you want to register him, he's got to come from a registered ram. In the case of my 2 lambs right there, the mostly black ones, they got the little white spots in the head, they are not by a registered ram. But because they're ewes, I'm still going to be able to register them. So now they're not by a registered ram, so what are we talking about for genetics? Well, those 2 come from the genetics from this ram here. So as you can see, they're still going to have the really good genetics that you get from the other side. So I'm going to have really great genetics on both sides here, from the ewe, from that ram. And these 2, we will save them. They will stay here, and they're going to become part of the flock. We'll see what the other 2 have, whether we get rams or ewe lambs. I guess that's what we're going to see down the line. But basically, we're going to have really good quality genetics, and that's what I wanted. And the reason is, you go down to Texas, I'll tell you, there's painted deserts all over the state of Texas. But on the Painted Desert Sheep Society Registry, at the present time, there is one name in the state of Nebraska, and that is my son-in-law. because he bought some paints in 2019, and then now just this last year, he went ahead and registered them because of the closing of the registry. He wanted to get everything registered quick. As soon as I get all the paperwork in from these gals here within the next few weeks, I'll actually be the second person in Nebraska that are going to be dealing with registered painted desert sheep. So that's what I'm looking for, is I got the really good genetics. I'm up here. There's so many people want those genetics, but they got to drive all the way to Texas, and that's a long way to go. So I want to take, and my son-in-law wants to take, get these really good genetics like we have here now and have them farther up north. The guy in Missouri, where we got ours from, where I got these from, he's got some of the same genetics. He'll have the big ram that these are bred to. So, but there's just not a lot of these genetics up north. Most of them are down in Texas. So that's why I wanted some really good stuff to bring in here. We'll hope the little girls there, I'll tell you what, they've been doing pretty good so far. They were born the day they came. The day they came up here, and that's about 10 days ago now, they literally rode in the back seat of the pickup for 5 hours up here. And my son-in-law said, you better make sure they live, because I had to listen to them for 5 hours all the way up here. They're doing really well. Mom's doing really well. The other two should lamb sometime here in February. I think first due date on them should be next weekend. And that's probably when they're going to come, because you know what? It's supposed to be about single digits for highs and below zero for low. Right now, I think it's about 28 or 29. So, but they're getting on pretty good. They get along pretty well with the cold weather. But that's because we're keeping them inside here. So let's go and let me show you how I've set up for my early arrivals. All right, we'll see if we'll get the camera adjusted for the light in here. Way in the back, if you're not familiar with the videos before, way in the back is my catch pit. Catch pit is designed as I'm bringing sheep in from outside. They're coming in, and I have a full solid door. So basically, as I'm bringing sheep in, they run them back in the back. Normally in the catch pen, I got to pull a rope, close the gate, and that's how we normally, when we're catching sheep, that's how we're setting them up. So what I've done is left it totally open for now. When I first brought them 2 weeks ago, we took the ewe with the lambs, put them in the back, closed the gate in the middle. They had the back pen, and the other two had this side. Just yesterday, I finally put them together. I just said I'd go ahead and put them together yesterday. They started running, and now they're fine. As soon as one of those two has lambs, they'll go in the back here, separate them off for a few days, and then put them back. But everybody's pretty much staying here undercover. They're going out during the day. Starting yesterday, they did that. And then the door will close. I lock them in at night. I want them inside at night. So if anybody's going to lamb overnight, they'll be inside. Heat lamps. I set this up. This is basically a cattle panel. I cut it down, bend it around like I wanted. Sits about a foot off the ground so the lambs get underneath it. The heat lamp is a Premier 1. It's about a $40 heat lamp, but I don't think there's a safer heat lamp on the market. If you need a heat lamp, that's the one you're going to want. For 40 bucks, I don't think you'll find anything better than that. A little pricey, but you know what? Barn fires are awful high priced too, so you want the best one you can do. Now, also what I'm doing in here, so I can keep track of these ewes in case somebody's lambs overnight or whatever, I just did the video, probably had last week, whether you've seen it or not, the Cobra security camera system that I picked up at Harbor Freight. Initially I had 4 cameras. I've added to it since then. Here's a camera right here. I have another camera over there. And if we turn way around and come back inside here, I have a 3rd camera there. So this entire 40-foot long alleyway is covered by 3 cameras. And basically, I can sit in the house. I have my phone. I have my iPad, either one. And basically, I can click on my iPad in the house, and I see this. The top 3 pictures are out under the outside, underneath the cover, and then the bottom 3, that's the 3 cameras in here where I can keep an eye on all the sheep in here. So the camera system, I really like that. Works really well. It allows me to keep close tabs on them. One of those ewes, I was watching her earlier today, and she seemed to be staying by herself. Now that she's outside, she's by the others, but she was kind of holding off by herself. So we'll kind of keep an eye and see how that works out. Other thing I've been doing, built some new hay feeders. We'll get into that maybe in our next video, something like that. I'll show you what I did with those. I bought some 16-foot goat and sheep panels at Tractor Supply, cut them up a little bit, and made some hay feeders. I think those worked out pretty good. So we'll get into something like that, show you that stuff later. But for now, today, I just wanted to get here, show you the new arrivals, show you what we got, show you where we're going. And like I said, I'm really happy with what we got with those sheep. I think those are really going to produce some nice lambs. Hey, thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.